What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Monday NBA edition of my DFS podcast, doing free Guru credits in this video. 10 credits. I'll give you the code over on my website for that after the first few plays. As usual, one value play on FanDuel for each position. We have 9 games on the main slate tonight. There's actually 10 games total. We got the Clippers and Timberwolves at 10:30 Eastern. That's being left off the main slate. Thank God. We got some value out there right now. There's some really good spots for teams. There's a few really, really good games to pick from, so we'll get into that overall. Looks like a pretty good slate. We do have some injury news hanging in the balance, as we always do, but I'll touch upon that throughout this video as well. Just give this video a like, subscribe, put my alerts on so you don't miss any other future videos and giveaways. So, going straight into point guard, this is actually my least favorite spot here right now. And actually, before I even give that play, let's touch upon the injury guys as of right now. We have Tobias Harris in that first game for the Sixers, questionable. Obviously a pretty big piece. Mo Bamba also questionable. Halliburton for the Pacers is questionable, although his minutes have been, going up and up. So he should be in tonight unless he experienced a setback. We got Alex Caruso on the Bulls, questionable. That could maybe matter. He's not a huge, high usage guy though. Spurs and Raptors game is fully healthy. The Knicks and Rockets, both fives, are questionable for each team. Hartenstein and Şengün. Şengün missed last game with a back injury. If you remember 2 Rocket games ago, I had Şengün everywhere and he played 20 minutes. I was pretty upset on my Twitter. It was obnoxious because we never really got any information on that, and then he ended up sitting out the next game, which made a lot of sense. The Nuggets, we got KCP questionable again against the Bucks. Middleton remains out for the Bucks as he continues to run into injury problems. Zion, once again, fat boy, questionable for the Pelicans. He's turning into a LeBron on the injury report as of late, and it is obnoxious. Wizards and Mavericks game, high over-under, could be a blowout. No injuries in that game. And then we got Golden State and Utah also with no notable injuries. So let's jump into point guard. As of right now, I got Tre Jones. I wanted to get a cheaper guy because all of my plays in this video range from 6,500 to 8,500. So I couldn't really find any cheap values. Hopefully things open up a little bit more as we get more information throughout the day, considering I do these videos in the early afternoon. But Tre Jones looks pretty good. Don't hate him, don't love him. 6K, needs 30 fantasy points. Starting point guard, great game environment in Toronto. 6-point spread, one of the higher over-unders on the slate tonight at 236.5. He's been a guy that's shown a good floor. Except for last game, he only got 15. But if you look before that, he's pretty consistent for cash games. He's going to get you over 25 fantasy points. He has a 40-point ceiling. He looks pretty good overall. He is in a Popovich system that, any minutes rotation could get wonky at any point. But we can slate him in for, 25 to 34 minutes, anywhere in that range. And he's about a fantasy point per minute kind of guy. So, looks like one of the more comfortable guys at 6K right now. Again, we don't have a ton as of right now, but we do have questionable guys. So things can always change, as I've said. But Tre Jones looks decent at point guard, and then the other guard at shooting guard on the other side in this game. Emmanuel Quickley at 7K. He dropped. He was 7,500 for a while. Hasn't been playing up to par as of late. Needs 35 fantasy points to hit value. He's projected for 35 on the dot tonight, and he obviously has 40-plus point upside. He was playing really well with the Raptors when he got traded, and then he went through a couple of tough games. He's missed value in 3 out of his last 4 games, so that's a little bit concerning. But his minutes remain to be pretty high. Again, a high over-under in this game. Spurs, bad defense, really good game environment. He can play point guard and shooting guard on FanDuel. Always helps us squeak him into lineups when he can play multiple positions. So he looks pretty good overall. Again, the guard position does not have a lot of cheaper value tonight. Quickly is standing out. On some of the research I was doing earlier this morning, a lot of projections and things like Jordan Poole tonight, and I chuckled just thinking about Jordan Poole grading out to be a value play tonight because there's just there's nothing in me that can actually press Jordan Poole's name to put in my lineup at this point. The guy has been just such ass, but he's showing up across different sites. So just know, Jordan Poole, if you do other optimizers and other things, you're gonna end up seeing his name. I'm not picking him tonight. For shooting guard, I do like Quickley, 7K. I like him. I don't love him. Both Trey Jones and Quickley I could end up moving off of by the time lock comes. But as of right now, look like decent value plays at their respective prices. For my Guru credit code, go to my website. You got to be signed in if you don't have an account. It literally takes a minute to confirm your email. No credit card required. Go to the shop page. This is where you buy all your credits. These credits buy you my content. I post FanDuel and DraftKings lineups. For example, if you look at the NBA tab, you can see the main slates where I post, 30 minutes before lock. There's a bar right here. Type in Guru Monday in all caps. My codes are always all caps. A majority of you guys have done this, so but there are new faces each video. So Guru Monday, you'll get 10 credits after the page reloads itself. Again, just like this video. I do appreciate all of the support. Small forward, maybe my favorite play on the night. As of right now, he's my cover photo on this video. DeMar DeRozan, 8,100. The Bulls might be in the best spot on this slate at Atlanta. This game might be the best game on the slate. 4-point spread, 237 over-under. Again, I mentioned Alex Caruso's questionable in this game. Everyone else is healthy on both ends, outside of, Capella remaining out for the Hawks. DeRozan looks really good. He's projected for 42 fantasy points tonight. He needs 40 to hit value. He's been really consistent. They're still without Zach LaVine, so we see our main usages running through DeRozan, Vucevic, Kobe White. There's just no reason to not feel really good about DeRozan here tonight. I don't usually pick him, but when I do, it's usually because I love him, and I do love him on this slate. He's been playing big minutes as of late. Not afraid to run out there and play 40 minutes. And he's a fantasy point per minute guy. Looks great in all formats, especially cash games because he brings a high floor. Looks good in tournaments as well because he also brings a high ceiling. He's shown he can get 50 plus as he's done in 3 out of his last 6 games. And then he doesn't really get anything below 37 fantasy points unless you run into a rare night. But again, no LaVine still. They're on the road. They're going to need their star to step up. Hawks, bad defense, fast tempo, just all around. Looking like the best game on tonight's slate. DeRozan at small forward. I will not hesitate to put him into my lineups. Power forward, we'll go to a familiar face since Julius Randle has gone down. We do have Hartenstein still questionable, but it does not affect Josh Hart starting at small forward for them. He's kind of a power forward too, depending on if Hartenstein's out again. They put Precious Achiuwa at center. Hartenstein has an Achilles problem, though, so that's no joke. If it was bad enough for him to miss last game, there's a decent chance it's still bad enough. I mean, it's only been 4 days since he suffered the injury on the 8th. So, Achilles are very serious. We'll see what happens. Obviously, if he's out, it just looks better for Josh Hart to do some more things, Precious Achiuwa, and then you can't have any trust in Jericho Sims in Taj Gibson. We'll have to wait on that news. It is an 8 o'clock game. We might not get it before lock, but regardless, Josh Hart, his price hasn't moved. He was 7K at one point, down to 6,800. He's going to play what Thibodeau likes to do, play his starters, into the ground 40 minutes. We can project him for 37 plus minutes tonight. And he has a great ceiling, scored 54 2 games ago, 46 6 games ago. Needs 34 fantasy points to hit value. He's projecting out to be right around that number while, representing a high ceiling. So, multi-positional eligibility on FanDuel, like I said, with Emmanuel Quickley, makes him look really good across the industry. Then you could obviously we could obviously look at Jalen Brunson and Dante DiVincenzo. They're in their same price range as well, but Josh Hart stands out the most to me. Not the best matchup against a slow-paced Rockets team, but we still see a 221 over/under, 3-point spread for the Knicks, so it's going to stay close. There's not a ton of blowout games tonight now that I'm looking at the numbers here. We do have the Pelicans 9.5-point favorites against the Grizzlies, slight blowout risk, and then Dallas at home could destroy the Wizards, but the Wizards just played really well against the Celtics, so who knows. That's a 12.5-point spread. Then you have the Cavs as 10-point home favorites against the Sixers. Then for center, I like DeMar DeRozan and Vucevic equally. Vucevic has been an absolute animal. 8,500, needs 42 fantasy points to hit value. He has hit value in 5 straight games. Got 64 against his former team in Orlando last game, 43 minutes. Like DeRozan, he's been playing a ton of minutes. He's a little older now, getting towards the back end of his prime/career, and he's still playing gritty-ass minutes for the Bulls. We can project him in a close game, 35 to 40 minutes. And again, he's been just smashing, scoring at a high clip, 20-plus points in the last 5 games, averaging double-digit rebounds, getting active on the defensive end. 4 stocks last game, 2 stocks the game before, and then 4 again 3 games ago. So he's kind of filling it up in every way. Makes him look really good at under 9K tonight. 8,500 for Vucevic. He's a high priority for me along with DeRozan. And I do know that leaves you with, 5,900 average salary. I try to make it like 7,000 by the end of the 5 plays, but I'm never going to lead you to pick cheap guys if I don't see anything right now. But that's the 5 plays in this video, guys. Let's have a big Monday. We're getting closer to All-Star break, which sucks, but we'll continue to grind, put that Guru credit code in, and let's have a nice start to the week. Till next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.